the level of hockey is being played. Like, if you're not really into the NHL, you should watch this and you will enjoy it. Like, it's a different level of hockey. Like, the NHL, basically, there's like 6 really good guys on each team. And in the Olympics, like, every guy is good. Like, it's next level. It's something to behold.
Winter Games Central, only on SportsGrid.
Yeah, and with the Clippers, Craig, it feels like Kawhi is on the island. We saw him ball out in the All-Star game the other day. Kawhi was very impressive, and he's had a fantastic season. I think when you look at the Clippers, if the Clippers' record was better, but he's still a James Harden, you would be talking about Kawhi as an MVP candidate. He's been one of the best players in the league in terms of how he's been playing. He's been fantastic.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
George Rutschman is an interesting one here. I mean, this was somebody that we were told was going to be a superstar. I feel like we've done this now with back-to-back young catchers on Baltimore that they've taken. They've taken Matt Wieters. Remember when they took him super high and everyone thought he was the second coming? Then they took Adley Rutschman. I guess the good news is they have Sam Basallo, who's supposed to be fantastic too, but can't whiff on 3 like that, can you?
Fantasy Sports Today, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
Right back at it, people. Hour number 2. Set to be a lot of fun. Absolutely. We're going to bring that heat over this next hour to get you the information that you need and all the hottest topics, which includes, Joe, a couple rants, mind me, just getting angry at Major League Baseball. Pitchers don't want to pitch, and at the same time, players want to get paid a little bit more money, or saying that they actually want to stay with their teams, or baseball in Utah. No. No. You know what? Here, Joe, I'm going to give you this ultimatum here. If we get no baseball in Utah, I'll take a lockout for a whole year. How about that? That's how much I stand on this principle.
Well, listen, you got a better chance of the lockout happening than ever getting a stadium in Utah at this point, because all that does is feed the process, right? You're opening up a team in Utah that you're setting up to fail, but you don't care because of the revenue sharing situation and the fact that you're going to make a ton of money and the product you're going to give us is going to be awful, but they don't care.
They don't care. But, we care about the people and bringing them the hottest topics that they need to know, which is like, this is not going back. And remember the movie called Hot Tub Time Machine here? This ain't Hot Tub Time Machine. Floyd Mayweather Jr., who apparently has more money than any person on the planet, is getting back in the ring in some exhibitions to fight old men. It's grumpy old men in the ring. Mayweather versus Pacquiao 2 is announced. And correct me if I'm wrong, Joe. And maybe Pacquiao's still going to fight despite not being able to have either shoulder functioning, but they just want the money? Is that what I'm hearing?
Floyd Mayweather I think his birthday is today, Donnie. He turns 49 years old. Like, what are we doing here, boxing? Boxing is officially dead. We wanted it in 2010. We wanted this fight, don't forget, in 2010. We had to wait 5 years to 2015 to get it. And we wanted the rematch, right? But we couldn't get that until 2026. Now these guys are pushing AARP 8. Like, no, what are we doing here besides, looks like Floyd might need a paycheck at this point, doesn't he?
Like, the only way it works for, like, the older athletes here that used to be superstars are still trying to hang on to superstardom here. Like Tiger Woods versus Phil Mickelson playing for a lot of money. It's like, that worked because it's golf. Nobody's getting punched in the head with a chance to have dementia here. These two guys risking dementia to get back into the ring. And you did bring up a good point here. It's at the Sphere, so it's almost like, hey, look at everything else but the boxers in the ring. Come on out and have fun.
Exactly, Donnie. Exactly. Anything to take your focus off the fact that, honestly, you're watching two 50-year-olds in slow motion. Like, absolutely not. The only place it actually can be pulled off, but I ain't watching it. I mean, who asked for that fight? My goodness.
By the way, Yusuf Nurkic here plays in Utah, Joe. I heard he was so upset that they might be getting a Major League Baseball team that's going to play at elevation and be like a carnival. He punched himself in the nose to get surgery and will be out for the rest of the year. Tough scene for you. Look, Nurkic, I'm with you, man. We don't want baseball in Utah.
I don't know what's going on in Utah, but the amount of players that have needed surgery for them this season now and are no longer is over the top. Is it the water? Like, what is going on in Utah that everyone who goes there has to be shut down to have surgery? I have no idea. It's absolutely mind-blowing to me here, but kudos on your, on the tank job. You're doing it better than anybody else. But Adam Silver, you can scream and yell all you want. This is what you're going to get.
By the way, one of the biggest grifts, and again, I wish like my dad owned an NFL team, just handed it down to me, or an NBA team or a hockey team, Joe, because it's the only sport where it's like, okay, I'm going to play in a stadium that the public is going to fund 80% of it for me. Fantastic. But did you guys understand this too? The other big businesses, we need a team training facility. And they go, okay, Rocket Mortgage is going to sponsor it, build it, and pay for it as long as you call it like the Rocket Mortgage facility for the next 20 years. Isn't that crazy, Joe? Where you play and where you practice gets paid for by the public or for a partnership. We don't even have to stroke $1 out of your pocket. But Cleveland going to get a new training facility just in time, maybe, or on the horizon for LeBron James to come back home?
Well, LeBron James, the final tour, maybe a little ribbon cutting there for the new headquarters for the Cavs, named after LeBron James. Could very well. Maybe they should just name it after Bronny, right? For all the success that he's had. So why not? He's from Cleveland. Why not do it that way? I love it.
The on-site barbershop, Joe. That's enough to get free agents in the building. And by the way, wouldn't that be nice? Like when I show up like to SportsGrid to do like a Pro Football Today or a College Football Today on a Saturday or Sunday, wouldn't it be nice to have the barber in there, just give you a quick shape up before you go on the air? Never had that before. Would love that perk.
I agree. And it should be. Cameras everywhere. Do it. What else is there to do in Cleveland besides go to the barbershop and to hang out, sell tickets?
Yeah. Now, speaking of this next one here, LA 2028, Joe. Now, cable networks still aren't confirmed for the games. Can I sell them, Joe, on the fastest growing fast network there in the business, maybe giving us a piece of the action? Can we have like the sprints? Can we have the steeplechase right here on the SportsGrid network? We're open for business.
I without a doubt, Donnie. I think I think there's plenty of opportunity to come on in there. You can flip on the channel and see Donnie and I covering the equestrian aspect of it. I think we got an opportunity here, Donnie, and the Olympics should call us without a doubt. Now,
I mean, Gabriel Morency calling it live, Joe, you know what I mean? Having some live bets, some live action. The only problem is that, like, every time a Canadian ran a race, Gabe would have him to win the race. So you might have to get a USA guy on the opposite side to sort of balance it out and have some fun. But we can do it. We can handle it here at the SportsGrid Network. No doubt about it here. I don't know if the NFL can handle this. Look, we don't like penalties. And sometimes, like, hey, by the way, you watch a game, there was no penalties in the first half. Hallelujah. That's what we want to see. But how about this, Joe? I don't really bet like European soccer at all, but I know people that do. And it costs my time when they play like, oh, I needed this game to go over 3.5 goals and 3 VAR cancellations for some ridiculous nonsense. Let me tell you right now, Saquon Barkley busts a 32-yard touchdown run to knock off the New York Giants for the 50th straight time. I don't want to see a flag go up from a replay official that said, did you check the backside out here? There's a slight tug of the jersey or a slight punch to the side of the head that we picked up. That play's coming back.
I don't know what they do. They have nothing else to talk about, Donnie, in the offseason here. These owners, like, you're trying to invent ways now. It was all about speeding the game up, but now you're looking at ways to what? Throw more flags and slow the game back down. So I'm totally confused as to what the owners want to have happen here. And it's not fun if we're throwing flags about something that happened after the play all the way to left. Nobody saw it to begin with on the broadcast. Nobody saw anything happen anywhere. No. It just makes no sense here.
By the way, it wasn't too long ago, Joe, that a unbelievably horrible pass interference call that wasn't called between the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Rams, which sent the Rams to the Super Bowl. I had the Rams in that game, and I thought it was hilarious because I won my bet and they moved on. I really didn't like the Saints at the time. But understand this. The NFL then put in a rule like, well, you can challenge for pass interference, but that wasn't the design of that rule. That was designed to be like, look, we can intercede as referees and coaches. If something so egregious happens, we can change that call. And then the next season, They basically told the coaches, don't throw a flag on what you think is pass interference. We were not going to overturn it. It's just a fail-safe in case the worst call of all time happens again in the playoffs. And what did the coaches do throughout the entire season, Joe? They kept throwing the flag on what they thought was pass interference and kept getting non-calls and then losing their mind at press conferences when they're like, it's clear pass interference. But the NFL couldn't step in and be like, it's not designed for pass interference, buddy.
Yeah, exactly. It's not why we have it there. It's a total exit strategy. That's all it was there. But you give a finger, and the coaches and the team, they'll take an arm trying to figure out how to get an edge there for sure.
Yep. Women's ice hockey, Joe, won the gold medal, but says they have to go back to class and finish their credits, apparently, so they cannot attend the White House. And by the way, when the White House offers you, I don't care like who's in, like conservative, liberal, whatever you care about, you're telling me that hey, I was supposed to watch my little sister here next Tuesday. I can't make it to the White House. Like, what would come up, Joe, where you would actually say, I can't make it to the White House? Is there something like I had to get my hair cut? I'm going on a new job interview. I was supposed to try on like a new dress. Like, what would keep you from the White House, Joe?
Nothing, Donnie, because it's just about the symbolism. Your Team USA, the White House is USA. It goes hand in hand. So I don't get it, Donnie. I don't get it.
Yep. I'll tell you what, I don't get. Lindsey Vonn, man, shattered leg. Could she be making a comeback? We don't know now, but apparently almost losing her leg. Fight, Lindsey, fight! Let's see you back at the Olympics next time in 2030. We'll be right back.
You're just trying to always build around what somebody does well. What is the DNA, the nucleus of what they do? Yeah. And everybody who gets to the tour is great at something because they're the top 1% of the 1% of golfers around the world. So I think people sometimes forget that, that won't work. Well, if you'd gone back 15 years, people would look at Scotty Scheffler and probably go, that's not going to work.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Yeah, and with the Clippers, Craig, it feels like Kawhi is on the island. You saw him ball out in the All-Star game the other day. Kawhi was very impressive, and he's had a fantastic season. I think when you look at the Clippers, if the Clippers' record was better, but he's still a James Harden, you would be talking about Kawhi as an MVP candidate. He's been one of the best players in the league in terms of how he's been playing. He's been fantastic.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
I have my own account. I don't need to have any. He didn't say any of that. So I'm of the belief that if someone accuses you of something and you don't deny it, there's a reason you didn't deny it. Because you kind of feel like they got me. And yes, I'm not going to tell you I did it, but I did it. Yeah. Don't you think so?
The Craig Carton Show, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.
USA men's hockey team gold medal at the Milan Games here, partying up a storm in Milan, flying to Miami, getting at a nightclub there, drinking it up with the boys here. Going to probably show up tonight at the State of the Union address to meet with President Trump and get celebrated in the White House. But sometimes you have a foreshadowing of some interesting things. Miracle, the movie about the 1980 Miracle on Ice team, which is a very good movie here. How about one of the players that was cut on one of the scenes? Mr. Jack Hughes there. Is that a foreshadowing, Joe? From 80 to 2026, the man got cut, worked hard for 46 years, and finally made the team? Tremendous stuff.
kind of crazy, right, Donnie? When you think about it, how all of that works, it really is like the hockey gods, the Olympic gods, whoever you want to call it. They got a pretty sick sense of humor, don't they? 46 years later, to the day. By the way, to the day. That's just absolutely crazy.
And by the way, like Michael Ruzioni didn't have a great, professional career, but he got 46 years out of being on Miracle on Ice and probably made a pretty good living out of that, whether it's making just appearances or speaking in front of big businesses at this point. Jack Hughes, one of those guys that can go down all time. He's going to have a poster, again, that is going to be there. Like the NFTs, you want to buy an NFT? Buy that NFT with the flag around the shoulders there, the chipped tooth raising up with a fist. That's going to be around for a while. Now, the question's going to be, Joe, boys had a big celebration over the past couple weeks over there in Milan, celebrating after they win the gold medal here. Lindy Ruff, he says, quote, I don't think any of the U.S. players will be available to play this week. He's unsure if Tage Thompson will be there on Wednesday after his Olympic run. Let the boys relax and decompress.
Yeah, nor should they, Donnie. Though, some of those American players are playing on teams here where they got to get it going here in the second half if they're going to make a run at the postseason. But, hey, no rush here. Let them unwind here a little bit, a little ice bath, and then get back out on the ice. I can't wait to see what they do to Hellebuck there in Winnipeg when he gets between the pipes. What kind of ovation will the Canadian fans there actually give them? Oh, it's going to be interesting.
Crazy. By the way, Hellebuck had a largemouth bass on the side of his helmet, which I thought was absolutely spectacular. Love to see it from the boys. Now, usually you hear it, Joe, right? Where it's like, come in and McDonald's, you get free McDonald's for life. And it's like, well, okay, I'm a superstar athlete. I'm not really going to eat McDonald's all that much. And I got to go into your store. It's probably going to be a big hubbub. And then I look stupid like I'm $1 million athlete. But here I am just getting a free, 2 cheeseburgers, large fry, and a Diet Coke at this point. How about Jimmy's Famous Seafood, which I believe is out of the Baltimore area? And they have, for bringing home the gold medal and delivering an overwhelming sense of pride throughout America, we hereby grant free crab cakes for life to all the members of the 2026 USA men's and women's Olympic ice hockey teams. Like, oh, when are these guys ever going to be in Baltimore? Here's the caveat, Joe, which I love. This applies to both dine-in and shipping all time, Joe. That's phenomenal. That means, you know what? I want some good crab cakes this weekend. Let me go online, press this button. They'll ship them for free. That's how you know. It's just like, oh, we're going to put out just some stupid publicity. Like, when is, any of these players ever going to be through Baltimore? Getting it shipped to your house, that's huge. And I love to see that.
I love it. I mean, that's what it's all about, Donnie, right? I mean, put it where your mouth is here, and that's exactly what they're doing. Yeah, it's not a ploy to get them to come into the store, right?
Yeah.
It's, hey, we'll ship it to you, no problem, for the rest of your life. I mean, that's well done there.
By the way, if you some people probably say, wherever that could be, whether it's a good steakhouse, well, it's kind of hard to say, let me ship a cooked steak overnight. But I'm telling you right now, they do this, but for a big, big fee. Joe Stone Crab down there in Miami. If they came up with this, Joe, free stone crabs for life, shipping as well, I might bankrupt that place, Joe. Now, that would be something I'm interested in as well.
Yes. You would absolutely want to take advantage of that there. But I don't think Joe Stone Crabs needs that kind of publicity, though, honestly.
By the way, I'm telling you, it's very expensive. It looks crazy when they just bring, hey, do you want, was it medium large or super large, how expensive they are. Some of the most delicious delicacies you could possibly have. If you never had a really good stone crab, make sure you try it out here. And by the way, Matthew Tkachuk and the boys coming back here seeming like, hey, where's the party at? Let's get this clip up on the screen.
What's the last 24 hours been like? It's been a whirlwind. It's been amazing. It's a dream of ours. It was such an amazing way to unite the country. We felt the support being across the Atlantic, and now being back on home soil, we can feel it the second wheels hit the ground. So excited to be back in the greatest country in the world, and so excited to celebrate.
Matthew, are you guys
teammates yet? Just in line after the game, but no, they have their own plane back here, so I'll see them in a few days.
Matthew, how are you guys going to celebrate here in Miami?
We are spending the day here today, and then off to D.C. tomorrow, and then I'll be back in Lauderdale on Wednesday.
You guys go to the Union?
I don't know exactly what our plan is yet, but.
One right here, Matthew, one right here.
Hockey players are the best, man. Number one, they love the party. Number two, give me any schedule, I'll follow. Number three, even if you play in Florida, it looks like you haven't seen the sun in the last 24 years.
Yeah, no, and they don't care. And listen, 'cause, he lives in Fort Lauderdale, so yeah, I mean, he plays not too far from that airport, so pretty exciting stuff. And wouldn't it figure, right? Their first game is on the road, but he'll be back in town, and I am sure the celebration for the American players on their own team's home ice when they have a chance to get there should be pretty special.
Joe, we've talked about this a ton. Like, this guy just continues to play. And this, I'm reading this, and it is a correct reading, Joe. Currently in his 38th professional season with his hometown Kladno Knights in the Czech League, the former NHL great strongly suggested that fans might not see him on the ice anymore. Number one, that's a lie. Number two, he'll be back. How about that?
He'll always be back. I don't think has he ever left, really, Donnie? I mean, I don't think he's going to go anywhere anytime soon either. Hey, listen, if you can keep doing it, do it. Some guys play golf. Other guys, they'll just keep playing hockey.
It's pretty. It's again like, oh, he's 38 years old. He's playing. No. His 38th professional season, people. That means he probably turned pro with the Penguins at like 18 or 19, and he's still playing at this point right now. Let's go to Tick Pick. And yes, I'm not going to say that too fast to get me in trouble here. News: 48.9% of the tickets sold for the Devils vs. Sabres game on Wednesday came after Jack Hughes scored the game winner for Team USA Gold. How about that? They want to see their hero on the ice, Joe.
Wow, nearly 50% of the tickets. So what? Usually people don't want to go see the Sabres or the Devils? Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, by the way, there are no Devils fans. Like, there's zero. Never met a Devils fan in my life. We'll go right back.
And I ended up adding this since our show started here, Rohit, but his points prop tonight at 20.5 is the same number from the Iowa State game. That's a bit of a mistake, right? When we consider the gap in opponents here, I think Peterson specifically steps up. He needs to. I think he kind of owes this team a great performance.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Obviously, I wanted to play golf. Like, I grew up in England. I came to America on a scholarship because my aspiration was to play the European Tour. And then once I got to America, it was like the PGA Tour. And I think I'd always had kind of this affinity for like the swing and coaching and teaching and tinkering is probably the best way to say it. That's probably, which is a dangerous road to go, right?
The Smiley Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Last year, bumped up 10% for the season tickets here. The Bears this year going up by 13.5%. When is too much where it just comes like, I'm just going to sit at home on my couch and not be charged anything and enjoy my day, Joe?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you'll see it because there'll be a lot of empty seats in that stadium, Donnie, and then you'll know when the line has been drawn.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
I have my own account. I don't need to have any. He didn't say any of that. So I'm of the belief that if someone accuses you of something and you don't deny it, there's a reason you didn't deny it. Because you kind of feel like they got me. And yes, I'm not going to tell you I did it, but I did it. Yeah. Don't you think so?
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
You know what? Let's get the lawyers in the room here because something seems amiss and we can't quite figure out this next topic. We're talking predictive markets and having fun, but understand this, Joe. The predictive market's trying to take over, but unless certain organizations have their hand in the cookie jar, they're going to say, no, this is really bad. FanDuel, DraftKings, really good. Kalshi market, really bad. Why is that? The NCAA requests Kalshi to remove March Madness trademark from the platform, which just means, hey, pick up the phone, call us. cut us in. You can use March Madness. All matter of fact, we'll put you on our telecast as well, Joe. NCAA not getting any money right now. They say remove March Madness, pal.
That's all about the money, is it not, Donnie? That's all it is. It's some print like, listen, you pay us, we'll coordinate, but no money means no logo, Donnie. Shocker how that happens, though, isn't it?
And understand this too, like there are levels to the game. Like when I was running,
Right.
sandwich shops and we would get around like Super Bowl Sunday, like it was always like, hey, you can't use the word Super Bowl in your like flyers or on your menu or do whatever you want, which is hilarious. So you just the big game and everybody do the same thing. But I always used to laugh that like sometimes like the NFL is stupid. Like way back in the day when fantasy football started to get big, the NFL had a novel concept by going, we're not going to allow anybody in any fantasy league anywhere to use our name and likeness unless they pay for it. And somebody stepped in and was like, you idiots. This is the biggest advertisement for football that you can possibly have. Let people enjoy their fantasy football. And the NFL absolutely exploded because of it. But I find it funny. It's like, hey, don't use that March Madness logo. It's free advertising.
It truly is. But again, that's not what ultimately, not what it's all about. They want the money. Can't use this unless you pay us. And by the way, the penalties for doing it and getting caught are over the top. It's crazy.
Exactly. It's always finds it fun. Like the NFL always has the announcement Super Bowl week. Like Goodell will get up there and be like, all right, here's the State of the Union. Money's good here. Money's good here. And by the way, we had our officials go out and we took $6.8 million of illegal, jerseys off the streets this week. Yeah, congratulations. What does that do for me as the public here? But that's the NFL, man. You cannot have your hand in their cookie jar unless they sanction it and you're paying money for those cookies in there. How about which NBA team will make the playoffs, Joe? You can do that at Poly Market right now. There are multiple teams trading at 100 to 99%, Joe. You want to take a no contract out that the Thunder missed the playoffs, Joe? Good luck with that.
Yeah, no. I mean, some of these are just lock it up, forget about it. It's going to cash when it's all said and done. It's those fringe teams that you want to go ahead and, maybe consider making a few bucks on, because the more games they win, the better it's going to be. The Miami Heats of the world there might provide you some value moving forward.
I'll tell you, a lot of punches being thrown on social media this past weekend with the gold medal game between the Canadians and the United States here. But the one that I'm telling you, I get a kick out of this more than nothing. Like, we know the NHL has a lot of Canadian players and have won a lot of Stanley Cups. But the fact that, like, any just casual United States fan, you haven't won a cup since 1993. It's one of the funniest bits that you could possibly have. Like, ooh, the Canadians think they're so good at hockey. Why can't they win a Stanley Cup? It hits every single time how crazy it is. Like, it's not really a beef, but it holds up so well to the common argument. But on Kalshi, Joe, you can bet if a Canadian team is going to win the Stanley Cup before 2031, it's actually trading at a 64% chance to do that. So a $100 investment pays back $154 if you think they are. I need this bit to continue to run like Canada. What happened? You can never win a Stanley Cup. It's fantastic stuff, Joe. It is.
Yeah, no, but it's so basically, if you're not going to tie up the money here for this long, because we all know they're never going to do it. But if you think they're going to do it, what your hope is that the Edmonton Oilers make it to the Stanley Cup Finals again this year. And guess what? That number will go from what, Donnie? 61 cents to 90 cents in a heartbeat if that's the case. So you don't necessarily need them to actually win it. You just need a Canadian team to get to the finals, and that's how you'll make your money.
It's so great, too. And like when the Florida Panthers won the Stanley Cup, they go to the White House and Trump's like, Canada can't win a Stanley Cup. Meanwhile, half the players on that Florida Panthers team are from Canada. It never hits, man, where it's just like, now we have the gold medals in the U.S. And, oh, by the way, you haven't won a Stanley Cup since 1993. It's a fantastic running bet all the way through. But, Joe, for myself, and again, 2031, like, what do you look at? Like, who probably has the best team in Canada do it? Is it still the Edmonton Oilers? Like, Hellebuck, again, plays in Winnipeg there. Ottawa really out of it at this point. Who knows what the Maple Leafs are? It feels like you are just betting, Joe, Edmonton to get it done.
That's all you're betting, Donnie. That's it. Your hope is that Edmonton can get to the finals here over the next couple of years. And again, that's how you can cash a ticket in that.
NFL news and notes coming up. Nobody from the U.S. has won a Super Bowl ever. Man, they're all in the U.S. Love it.
actually, and I ended up adding this since our show started here, Rohit, but his points prop tonight at 20.5 is the same number from the Iowa State game. That's a bit of a mistake, right? When we consider the gap in opponents here, I think Peterson specifically steps up. He needs to. I think he kind of owes this team a great performance.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Obviously, I wanted to play golf. Like, I grew up in England. I came to America on a scholarship because my aspiration was to play the European Tour. And then once I got to America, it was like the PGA Tour. And I think I'd always had kind of this affinity for like the swing and coaching and teaching and tinkering is probably the best way to say it. I'd say that's probably, which is a dangerous road to go, right?
The Smiley Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Last year, bumped up 10% for the season tickets here. The Bears this year going up by 13.5%. When is too much where it just comes like, I'm just going to sit at home on my couch and not be charged anything and enjoy my day, Joe?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you'll see it because there'll be a lot of empty seats in that stadium, Donnie, and then you'll know when the line has been drawn.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
I have my own account. I don't need to have any. He didn't say any of that. So I'm of the belief that if someone accuses you of something and you don't deny it, there's a reason you didn't deny it. Because you kind of feel like they got me. And yes, I'm not going to tell you I did it, but I did it. Yeah. Don't you think so?
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Joe, I know this week is a lot of people's passion. And they say, you know what? Ooh, the combine is here. I like to start with our NFL news and notes and say, this is the dumbest week of the year every single year. And sometimes I laugh to myself and say, I don't know what these guys, it's almost like a free getaway for the boys. Like, hey, we're going to fly into Indy. We're going to have some delicious shrimp cocktails with some spicy sauce at, St. Elmo Steakhouse. And then we'll just spend a lot of time and hanging out and we'll just be away from our families and we'll enjoy it. Because to me, all of your work should be done prior to this. And if it takes, you know what? I didn't like this guy, Joe, at first, but boy, I saw him without his shirt off for that picture. And I was like, wow, he needs to be my superstar defensive tackle. Nonsense here, Joe. I can't stand Combine Week. How do you feel about Combine Week?
Listen, it's a spectacle. That's all it truly is, Donnie. It's a spectacle. It's for the NFL to stay top of mind. Awareness. You're not out of sight, out of mind. Everybody's going to be interested. You're measuring dudes' hands. Like, I mean, what are we? And maybe the best part, Donnie, I guess, is really some of the questions, I guess, sometimes that, these GMs and these guys get to ask some of these players, which are so over the top. But, yeah, to me, this is all pageantry. That's all this is all about for the NFL. If you don't know who you're drafting at this point in the game, Donnie, on who your wish list is, I don't know what you're going to see at the combine that is going to change your mind to be like, whoa, boy, were we wrong about him.
And also, you're going to get the account squeal out like, hey, man, I got my eye on this guy that's supposed to go in the 6th round. Yeah, we'll never hear about that guy ever again. Or, I was really surprised at his 3-cone drill at this point. I'm telling you, it just drives me nuts. And I always say, if I owned an NFL team, I would ban my entire organization from going to the combine because it doesn't matter. You have all the tape you need. You have all the intel already. Whether or not the guy has a quick 3-cone drill, that's why you're going to draft him over somebody else. Stop the madness, people. I'll tell you what some of the madness is. Kyle Pitts of the Falcons. He's going to get the franchise tag. They've been trying to run that guy out of Atlanta for a decade. And now you say, whoa, new coach in town. We actually like this Pitts guy.
Yeah, he's been, let's face it, ever since he's been with Atlanta, he's either been underutilized and nobody's ever really, we know the talent is there, right? The guy's an absolute freak, but he just never really had the quarterback situation correct, the coaching situation, and maybe this new group here with Stefanski and company feels like yeah, this could be his, his make or break and bust out year, and they're willing to franchise him.
The richest ownership group basically in the NFL, should I say the most expensive team in the NFL is the Dallas Cowboys. But for some reason, the Dallas Cowboys have no idea how the salary cap actually works and pay the guys sooner when you think they're going to be star players, save money on the cap, which means, Joe, you can spend more money on great free agent players if you need them. So it's no surprise whatsoever that Stephen Jones goes, hey, George Pickens is really good. Let's slap that tag on him here and really tie up a monster part of our cap space here. Congratulations. Let's see what happens, because the one thing I do know is we're not hearing on players like, PCA and baseball, like George Pickens, hey, man, just happy to be a Dallas Cowboy, man. We'll get this thing worked out when it's worked out. George Pickens, play hardball with this guy. He will shut it down faster than you can count to three, Joe.
Listen, Dallas knows all this time. They always know what they're doing with these guys. It's amazing that it feels like every year, Donnie, we're having the same conversation about what are you waiting for? What's going on? We just watched it with Micah Parsons. We saw it with Dak Prescott. Go back to Zeke. I mean, it feels like we're doing this with Dallas every year here, and they drag it out to the point where it's like, oh, my goodness. In the meantime, feels like a total distraction, and just keep talking about the Dallas Cowboys, good or bad. I think that's all Jerry wants at this point.
Yeah, wait, let's have the highest paid quarterback, the highest paid wide receiver. Oh, yeah, the other highest paid wide receiver. Dallas always knows how to manage a salary cap. Maybe that's why they haven't won a Super Bowl since the last time, basically, the Stanley Cup has been in Canada. Here, the Chiefs making some moves. Mike Dana. He's cleared $8.9 million in cap space now, and that's fresh off of one pen stroke, clearing $40+ million in cap space for the Chiefs here with the Patrick Mahomes deal. Chiefs looking to reload, getting a little bit extra money here as they release the veteran defensive end.
Listen, there are organizations, Donnie, that you have to figure are going to maneuver and get the most out of what they have, right? They are going to position themselves, as long as they have Patrick Mahomes and an ability with Andy Reid to be able to run it back. I trust this organization to make the right moves to free up enough money across the board to keep it going here. We watched New England do it for how many decades there, Donnie? Same thing here with Andy Reid in Kansas City and Mahomes.
Everybody thinks that Tyreek Hill's going to head back to Kansas City, but Kansas City's doing the old, we'll keep tabs on Tyreek Hill to see if he can work his way back. Why? Because he had a devastating injury, and he's now into his 30s, and his whole game is built on speed, Joe. Keep those tabs going.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. Like, he posted something on Instagram with a Chief jersey, and all of a sudden everyone's like, oh, he's going back to the Chief. Like, we don't even know when he's going to be ready to play, Donnie, and what he is going to be like when he comes back. Anybody who thinks you're going to get a 25-year-old Tyreek Hill after this? No. If he's a step slower, Donnie, you know what he is? He's just like everybody else. And you know what that means? He's a dime a dozen.
Hey, DJ, keep playing that song. Keep me dancing. Where? Well, could be dancing in Indianapolis. Which DJ? That's Daniel Jones. Discussions have been on a multi-year contract extension here. Hey, I don't know if I like this deal, but then again, it might be better than pulling guys off their couch to play quarterback for you, huh?
I mean, listen, you've got a quarterback. The hardest thing in the world to have in the NFL is a quarterback. You literally had to go and get Phillip Rivers off the couch in order to play quarterback for you. So, if you got one in the building like Danny Dimes, then you lock him up for the foreseeable future here, and at least you'll be competitive here for the next couple of years. You need a quarterback, and coaching matters. And apparently that combo, Donnie, works.
Donald Trump once had a book called The Art of the Deal. Chicago is following exactly what they're supposed to be doing. Have two states fight. The only team that wins, it's the Chicago Bears. Bears continue to work on their Illinois stadium amongst a push by Indiana. Bears CEO Kevin Warren told Crane Chicago, we will continue to work with Illinois leadership and appreciate the progress being made, which means until that press conference happens, they are going to stay in Chicago. You knew it was real in Kansas City when they came out like, peace out, Kansas City. We're going to another state. That's when you know it's official.
Right, exactly. And we're still a little ways away, but I still think it's great how you've got one state rolling out the red carpet, willing to sign and do and pass whatever laws they need in order to get them a new stadium. And you've got the original city going like, well, I don't understand what's happening here. Like, why do you want to leave? because they're literally willing to take them, and you're not willing to fight for them. So either way, the Bears win.
Either way, the Bears do win here. How about this one? There's no talk this year of changing the playoff seeding to remove the guaranteed home game for division winners. That will be back on the table when the season expands to 18 games. Good. I like tradition. Win your division, get a home game. I don't care what the record is, Joe.
Yeah, I hate this, Donnie. I can't have the, I can't have the Carolina Panthers having a home game. I can't. It's awful. It's awful on so many levels. Everything should be reseeded all the time as far as I'm concerned. Otherwise, what good does it do to win 12, 13 games and everyone has a wild card game? What? I won 12 games and I got to travel across the... No. Makes no sense.
I'll tell you what's up here. Protecting the fans, right? And that's what the Packers are doing. Hear about this story from the Packers. You get a laugh out of this one. The Packers say they'll continue to crack down on season ticket holders who regularly sell. And we'll get to that in a second. Those who repeatedly sell, or resell, I should say, whether on the secondary market or through ticket brokers directly, may have the renewal's ability impacted by further warning. Number one, you sold those tickets to Packers fans, to conglomerates, whoever it is. That's all you should care about. The fact that they care about who you're actually selling it to just reminds me of this. Oh, looks like you've had your things in your family for 30 years. You sold a couple games. I can sell them at 5 times the amount to a new person if I rip your season tickets away. This doesn't have anything to do with the fans. It's the Packers winning control over the tickets to sell them for even more, Joe. Ridiculous that the NFL has to do this. The Packers sell it every game. What are you bitching and moaning for Packers ownership? Get out of my face. We'll be right back. George Kurtz comes on the show next.
And I ended up adding this since our show started here, Rohit, but his points prop tonight at 20.5 is the same number from the Iowa State game. That's a bit of a mistake, right? When we consider the gap in opponents here. I think Peterson specifically steps up. He needs to. I think he kind of owes this team a great performance.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Obviously, I wanted to play golf. I grew up in England. I came to America on a scholarship because my aspiration was to play the European Tour. And then once I got to America, it was the PGA Tour. And I think I'd always had kind of this affinity for the swing and coaching and teaching and tinkering is probably the best way to say it. I'd say that's probably, which is a dangerous road to go, right?
The Smiley Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Last year, bumped up 10% for the season tickets here. The Bears this year going up by 13.5%. When is too much where it just comes I'm just going to sit at home on my couch and not be charged anything and enjoy my day, Joe?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you'll see it because there'll be a lot of empty seats in that stadium, Donnie, and then you'll know when the line has been drawn.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
I have my own account. I don't need to have any. He didn't say any of that. So I'm of the belief that if someone accuses you of something and you don't deny it, there's a reason you didn't deny it. Because you kind of feel like they got me. And yes, I'm not going to tell you I did it, but I did it. Yeah. Don't you think so?
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Having fun on a Tuesday morning on the early line. 2 guys buried in snow, 1 guy down in South Florida. It's Donnie right side of Joe Raniero. Let's welcome in George Kurtz here. It's time to heat it up. You might need help out there. Snow plowing, Joe, or George, I need that as well. Joe's out there on the beach. Not too fair at this point here. So thank you for joining us today. More snow could be on the way from what I hear for you. Let's enjoy the time while we got it, George.
Absolutely. So the calm before the storm here in 2 different ways for me, right? The NHL season begins again tomorrow here, so looking forward to that. We still got spring training baseball going on, so I guess I can think warm thoughts.
Yeah, we need those warm thoughts here. WBC right into the regular season and away it goes. But also, maybe some warm thoughts on the Dallas Cowboys. I just told you yesterday, we're slapping that tag on George Pickens at wide receiver, which means we expect him to play for Dallas next year. The Dallas Cowboys coming in with a team total, George, sitting at 8.5. Your prospects for those Dallas Cowboys next year, what are they?
Well, I think if you're going to bet this now, I mean, we don't know what they're going to do with their defense, right? The offense wasn't the problem, all right? And Pickens, as you said, he's not going anywhere, although I don't know if we're going to see him for a while, guys. How he's going to accept that franchise tag? Does he not show up until July 15th? You know, when there's nothing else that can happen anymore. So that should be interesting to say the least. He's been a volatile wide receiver throughout his career. So we'll see what happens there. But I imagine he will not be happy about this tag. But the defense is still a mess, right? Yeah, great. You got Pickens. You got Javonte Williams. Fantastic. The offense wasn't the problem. The defense was a disaster. I'm at the point now as a Cowboy fan that I assume that everything that Jerry Jones does is wrong. All right, so I don't know what he's going to do with the 2 first-round picks. They say they might trade one. Great. Who are you trading for? All right, Max Crosby will cost you more than 1 first-round pick. So until I see something happen with that defense, and there's many things that need to happen here, I mean, let's face it, guys. Logan Wilson, you gave a 7th-round pick for it, you just released. He played like 22 snaps last year. Great move, guys. Jonathan Mingo, remember that trade, 4th-round pick? He's probably going to be released as well. Great trade, guys. I just assume things aren't going to work out for Dallas. Right now, I can't touch that. I just can't. I would leave it alone.
Did you like the Javonte Williams signing there by Dallas? I mean, it's a reasonable, $24 million I think he signed for? I mean, it feels like a reasonable price to keep at least the offensive side pretty much intact. Lead running back, quarterback, lead wide receiver, no?
I didn't dislike it, and this has nothing to do with the Jerry Jones comment before. Javonte Williams, nice running back. He's the 16th highest paid running back in the NFL right now, so it seems about right. You mentioned $24 million, 16 guaranteed, so it seems about right. But I also wonder this: did any defense care about the running game for Dallas last year? No. You cared about stopping Dak. You cared about stopping CeeDee Lamb. You cared about stopping George Pickens. You know, the running back was an afterthought there. So I do wonder if I don't want to say any back could have done what he did, but I wonder if, any back could have done what he did. So maybe you should worry about other things. As long as that money doesn't stop Jerry from signing defensive players, other players that they do need, I don't have an issue with it. It's a 3-year contract. It's not the longest contract on the planet there. But it wasn't their biggest area of need, but they did, I guess, sign someone they had to sign here. And now we're hearing they're having problems signing Brandon Overbury. Okay. I mean, how hard can it be? He has to be the highest paid kicker, guys. They don't make a ton of money as far as NFL is concerned here. How hard can this be to get done?
Exactly, and the ultimate weapon as well. The Combine is this week in the NFL, so shining a light there. The NFL never stops, but also Major League Baseball in full swing now in spring training. We wait for the WBC Classic, and then the regular season, which starts March 25th. George, I'm going to ask you this question. You've probably been asked 100 times here. It's the Los Angeles Dodgers and everybody else. Just looking at FanDuel, plus 210 price to win the World Series for the Los Angeles Dodgers. Is there any hope for any team behind the Dodgers that you want to sink your teeth into and say, you know what? There's a chance they can get this done.
I don't think in the National League, guys. I mean, when you look at the National League, who are you looking at? Philadelphia, an old team that seems to have all sorts of pitching problems. Zach Wheeler,
watch your mouth.
Syndrome. Listen, I like this. Philadelphia is always that team that could do it, but I just don't see it. The Mets, they don't have the pitching to do it. All right, the starting pitching anyway, so I don't see them. And the Braves, I thought they needed at least one extra starting pitcher going into the season before they lost Schwellenbach and Waldrop. All right, so maybe the Cubs, but I just don't see it. I think it's the American League you look at here, and I look at the team, not the team that should have beaten them in the World Series last year. I look at the Seattle Mariners. They have the pitching staff to match up with them, right? And they can go right there with L.A. Can they match the offense? No, but I'm also the first person to tell you about the Dodgers. Mookie Betts wasn't very good last year, right? He was an average ball player. Bat speed slowing down here. Freddie Freeman seems to get dinged up a lot. That odds may not be quite as good as we think it is. I think I'm going to take that one team. I think it's plus 1,200 if you have the Seattle Mariners to take them on here. Don't get me wrong, okay? Toronto is right there, probably right behind them for me. And if the Tigers could get there, once again, their pitching staff's pretty nasty as well. I don't understand the Paul Skubal thing about the WBC where he's going to pitch in one game against Great Britain and then leave. What's the point? Tariq? What's the point? I don't get it. So we'll see what's going to happen there. But I go Seattle, Toronto as far as the 2 top contenders to beat the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Good news for the Yankees. It looks like Garrett Cole hitting what, 97, which is good news. What is the anticipation with the Yankees rotation this year here, George? Pitch counts across the board. What are we thinking we're going to get with the starting pitching?
It's going to be kind of strange here, right? Because the Yankees are going to have 3 starting pitchers start the season on the IL. You mentioned Garrett Cole. Originally, we were hearing June. I don't see how that's going to happen. I mean, he's starting 97 now. Maybe he misses April, but he should be back in May, and that's fine. By the way, the Yankees Yankee fans shouldn't be pushing for this for him to get back earlier. Hey, if he makes 24 starts, all the better. His arm will be better for October, so that's good. Carlos Rodon, remember, he's not going to be there either. Also looking at about May, coming off elbow problems, and Clark Schmidt, you're not going to see it all until maybe the second half. And he really won't matter as far as a starting pitcher. So we'll see what these the new additions can do here. Can Max Fried be that guy? Can Louis Hill be that rookie of the year again? Is Schlittler that, is he a future ace? We'll see. The good news for the Yankees is they do have young top starters coming up. All right, and Larang and Rodriguez, these guys can pitch. They're young. They're Schlittler of last year, but they could be second half additions for the Yankees, for that starting staff. The problem's going to be the offense. If Aaron Judge were to go down, it don't matter about anything else that we're going to talk about.
George, quick talk on the NHL. Trade deadline is coming up, but how do you handle the NHL coming back after this long layoff tomorrow, betting-wise?
Carefully. We don't know yet, right? We'll know pretty quickly here, but very carefully. Those Olympics were tough, man. That was strange. These guys really played here. I'll be very careful tomorrow.
Word to the wise. He's George Kurtz. Thanks for rising and grinding and dig out from that snow up there, George. We'll talk to you later. For Donnie and Joe, we'll be right back.
And I ended up adding this since our show started here, Rohit, but his points prop tonight at 20.5 is the same number from the Iowa State game. That's a bit of a mistake, right? When we consider the gap in opponents here. I think Peterson specifically steps up. He needs to. I think he kind of owes this team a great performance.
Game time decisions. Only on SportsGrid.
Obviously, I wanted to play golf. Like, I grew up in England. I came to America on a scholarship because my aspiration was to play the European Tour. And then once I got to America, it was like the PGA Tour. And I think I'd always had kind of this affinity for, like, the swing and coaching and teaching, and tinkering is probably the best way to say it. I'd say that's probably, which is a dangerous road to go, right?
The Smiley Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Last year, bumped up 10% for the season tickets here. The Bears this year going up by 13.5%. When is too much where it just comes like, I'm just going to sit at home on my couch and not be charged anything and enjoy my day, Joe?
Yeah, exactly. Well, you'll see it because there'll be a lot of empty seats in that stadium, Donnie, and then you'll know when the line has been drawn.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid.
I have my own account. I don't need to have any. He didn't say any of that. So I'm of the belief that if someone accuses you of something and you don't deny it, there's a reason you didn't deny it. Because you kind of feel like they got me. And yes, I'm not going to tell you I did it, but I did it. Yeah. Don't you think so?
The Craig Carton Show. Only on SportsGrid.
Final segment of the day. Oh, we had some fun here on a Tuesday, Joe. We like to get those last bit of tidbits out there for information you might have missed here that we need to bring to your attention here from the Sports Business Journal, Joe. Grand Slam voice added. ESPN assigned Andy Roddick to a multi-year on-air deal starting in 2026, joining coverage of Wimbledon and the U.S. Open here. You might remember the former world number one and 2003 U.S. Open champ has already built a big medium momentum with his Served podcast. Maybe his biggest win of his life, marrying Brooklyn Decker. How about that? Guy's living the life, man.
Yeah, well, I was going to say it ain't it doesn't hurt, Donnie, but you know what? It's good. He's actually pretty good at it too. So it'll be interesting. He's not afraid to shall we say take shots when he sees some bad tennis. So I'm all right with that. I like that move.
You know, you like not going up against competition, Joe, that just has unlimited funds. Like, oh, we'll wait that side out. Well, you might continue to wait. The Sports Business Journal also has this one. Saudi's PIF total investment in LIV Golf, which is Live Golf, has reached $5.3 billion after a $266.6 million capital injection approved on February 1st. Liv's net spending a month, $100 million, and more money into the fund now, Joe. Can't beat them. Join them, right?
Yeah, and they will. That is couch cushion money, Johnny. I mean, who are we kidding here? When you have an endless supply of funds available to invest, you will just keep investing until you get bored at that point. It ain't going to be because you're tired of losing money, I'll tell you that.
How about Jack Nicklaus, Masters Stat of the Day by Kyle Porter? In Jack Nicklaus's first Masters in 1959, the field included Jock Hutchinson, who was born in 1884. How about this next stat? In Jack Nicklaus's last Masters in 2005, the field included Luke List, who was born in 1985. The man's ancient. Now, by the way, Jack, man, look he ages, man. Get out there and play some more, Jack. Let's go.
Jack is, he's cruising, man. Yep. I mean, they're going to roll out him and Gary Player on that first tee at 6 o'clock. Yeah. That's coming there. But Tiger, he don't play in this tournament. They'll be rolling him out on the first tee at 6 a.m. as well.
Exactly. Maybe they came to a compromise. Hey, Gary, go out there and hit the first shot, and we'll let your three grandsons watch you hit that first shot. How about that as a compromise for old GP out there? Let's keep it moving here and get to the information the people told us about. We have a stinger today, Joe. Let's enjoy it. Fade the public. Now, come on now. You knew we were going here at SportsGrid. Are you excited for the Mayweather-Pacquiao rematch in September? 100%? I'm not sure. No, this is stupid. I'll give you one guess, Joe, which is leading the way with the public here.
Yeah, what do you think it is? Is it people are just clamoring, they can't wait to get to the tickets?
Yeah.
Or is it maybe they just want to go to the Sphere? I agree. The public agrees. Like, who in their right mind asked for this? Nobody.
Yeah.
But the only saving grace is that you can go to the Sphere to watch it, and that alone, I guess, is pretty cool. But the fight is going to be awful. Watch it on you. Watch the 2015 one on YouTube, and just pretend it's 2026.
We can all do that here. You know, we need to pretend to pick up winners today, Joe. It's a Tuesday. Here's bye. College basketball, pro basketball. Tomorrow, you can include hockey back into your lineup. But for tonight, Joe, where do we hit it on the hardwood?
Yeah, Donnie, like we have been every week, right? When they play, there's no reason to look to not back Miami of Ohio. The Red Hawks tonight just keep winning and winning in very impressive fashion, Donnie. 27 regular season wins, 14-0 in MAC play. They got a few more to get to run the table and go undefeated. And listen, they have not played Eastern Michigan yet, but Eastern Michigan, their style is interesting, Donnie. They are going to want to keep this thing at about 60 possessions. Yep. They are slower than anything. Not going to matter. Miami of Ohio is going to run away with this one. Lay it with them here tonight again.
Game in East Ypsilanti there, Eastern Michigan here. Tough MAC game for me. I'm going to head back to the association. Picked up a winner yesterday on a team that hadn't won basically, it felt like, in 2 months. Picked up an outright victory. Tonight, though, we're going to go with a little bit better basketball team here, going up against OKC. The battle right now for OKC is who's going to be in the starting lineup. Hopefully, not anybody we expect to not be playing tonight, which means I'm taking the Toronto Raptors. They're actually laying 1 point now when overnight they were the underdog, despite only having 40% of the ticket count coming in on the Toronto Raptors. So once again, Joe will say it. Nobody wants to play the Toronto Raptors tonight. Your boy DRS, he's taking the Toronto Raptors tonight. That sounds like a 2-0 night for the boys. Hump Day Wednesday on the horizon. You're almost to the weekend. You can feel it. For Joe Ranieri and Donnie Rightside, we'll see you once again bright and early tomorrow for another edition of Early Line.